Hey, Sagittarius, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your March 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Wow. Okay. So a lot of you have been working on your spiritual development, your spiritual path, possibly your career. Some of you may have been in a little bit of a homebody or a hibernation mode. Okay. Because I see here that there is a new beginning coming in for you. A couple of them actually, when it comes to your physical world, when it comes to your romantic world. There are some changes coming in because some of you have gone through a major ending, an ending of a cycle, an ending of a relationship. Yeah, something that could have even been a little bit toxic, but you are getting back on track this month, and it's through divine intervention and spiritual awakening. Now you have the feather and the pine cone. When these two cards come out together, this is fate, it's destiny, it is the hand from God stepping in here to help you transition to a new chapter of your life. Some of you may even receive signs and symbols from the universe. Some of you have a loved one in spirit who's connecting with you. March could be a significant month, maybe a celebration of life, a special anniversary, a date. So keep that in mind, Sagittarius, because I feel like you are going through and have undergone a major spiritual awakening. And possibly if you're in a relationship or if there's someone on your mind, they could be going through a spiritual awakening as well. Now, you do have the Tin Cup here. And this is about fulfillment, fulfilling work. This is life purpose. This is mission. Whenever I get this as well, sweet surprise, but it's about filling your own cup first. And so some of you, that's what the focus was, filling your own cup, because subconsciously, bottom of the deck here, you do have the birdhouse, the bear, and the chickens. So the bear is all about R&R, rest and retreat, nurturing. It's that Empress energy, which we actually have here in your recent past. So trying to heal, trying to recover, fill your garden with what you want to grow, right? Maybe planting some new seeds. Some of you may have been tending to your own personal needs around safety, around security. But I get here that March is going to be a month where you stay more focused in the moment. There's new opportunities here for you, new potentials, new beginnings. And if we're focused on maybe the past, or if we're focused on things that, we've hung on so tightly to, we could miss out on the opportunities. That's why subconsciously your higher self is saying, Sagittarius, stay in the moment this month, because that's actually going to bring about a sense of safety and security, because I see that there's some anxiety around this for you. Yeah, look at this. I almost didn't pull the fourth because it's usually the bottom three, but there is an ending here. Something may have came in the past, the deep past, because we also have the death card showing up in your deep past. So some sort of an ending, Sagittarius. And I feel like you've been working on filling your own cup since this ending, even if this was 10 years ago. Okay, I'm getting 2021 could have been significant for some of you as well. Now, starting off here, you have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups says you are emotionally ready. Even if you don't feel like you are, or perhaps you feel like there's a hyper focus on maybe another area of your life, or you've just been kind of doing your thing without an emphasis here on love, even if you're in a relationship, right? But there is a renewed sense of passion within you. It's as if the flowers start to bloom and you start to come out of your shell. There could be new love offers coming your way. Some of you could meet someone at work or doing what you love. Maybe you're getting out in nature. Maybe you're taking a class. Maybe you're going to the gym. Whatever it is that you love, some sort of hobby, I feel like there could be the potential to meet someone. Because in the past, you went through a deep introspective period, as we do when we go through some sort of loss or an ending. But with the Ace of Cups showing up in the upright and the Strength card showing up here in the resistance or challenge position, there's something toxic in your environment. But the only thing that can overcome the devil is the strength, and you have it here. Okay, some of you may have exhausted your willpower, and maybe you've caved or you've gave in or you've numbed your emotions, or maybe this is excuse me, a relationship or a karmic cycle that you've kept going back to here. But I feel with these new beginnings coming in, you're going to finally say yes to something healthier, a healthier option for you, whether this is in love, whether it's healthier beliefs that get you one step closer to where you want to be. And in this case, it's not necessarily a step, it's full on running towards something. Now, the Strength card has been showing up in a lot of readings for the month of March. So I feel like collectively, there is a strengthening in the heart center, a strengthening around compassion, around love, around forgiveness, because there is a major ascension happening, I feel, collectively in the month of March. And this is one of my favorite illustrations of the Strength card. If you see here, he's running on the beach. And like I say, for those of you who've ever ran on the beach, it can be difficult. Your feet sink into the sand, and it takes more energy, more momentum, more stamina. And everything that could have potentially had this guy stay in that hanged man position, which you actually have showing up here in your reading as the hanged man, he's defying all odds. He's stronger than he thinks, than he maybe thought in the beginning. And he's coming out stronger. This is Leo energy here. He's decided to take his strength to the next level, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Right? And he's decided to not stay in some sort of stagnant energy, but to put in the work, because strength is the energy of work. This guy didn't just stick on a prosthetic limb and go running for his first time. It took blood, sweat, and tears, literally, right? It took a lot of stamina, Sagittarius. So you've gone through a lot. I see that. And at times you question, do I have the will to keep on going, or to open my heart, or to move in this new direction? And the answer is absolutely yes, you do. Now, I see that there's been a difficult ending. Some of you, it was a loss of a loved one physically. For others of you, it was the loss of an emotional relationship. And all of that requires grief. So many times when we think of grief, we just think of, funeral or the loss of a loved one. But grief happens when we lose a job. Grief happens when we lose a friendship, a love connection between family members. It can happen when we go through a financial crisis, when there's an economic shift in the world, right? We are supposed to grieve. It's part of the death process. And there was a necessary ending that maybe you or someone around you tried to prolong, or you resisted, or they resisted. But I feel that you're coming out stronger. Even if you don't quite see it, you are coming out stronger. Now, in the recent past, you have the Empress. It's in reverse though. So some of you may have felt like you've suffocated, smothered, or neglected yourself or a relationship. Some of you decided to tend to your garden elsewhere, or you've decided to completely pull up what you had planted right in the garden and decided to start over. But I am getting with this Empress energy showing up. This is about fertility. It's growth. It's nurturing. It's very creative. It is a very abundant energy. And some of you didn't necessarily feel as abundant as one would like in matters of the heart. But this is ruled by Venus, right? And Venus is all about relationships. So some of you may have been single for quite some time, or you felt disconnected in a relationship, but maybe you stayed due to children or due to codependency or materialism or whatever it was here. But some of you felt like you were doing all the work. You were tending to the garden with no help. And I feel like, yes, we can do that. But if you're in a relationship, it shouldn't be your sole responsibility. And for some of you, it was here, or it felt that way. because there wasn't support. There wasn't reciprocity. Now, for those of you that have been single, don't give up before it gets good. Yes, you may have to kiss a lot of frogs, or a couple of them at least, to find your prince or princess, right? But I feel with this Ace of Coins, yes, you've missed out on some opportunities because you were in that, that hanged man energy of maybe going through that spiritual awakening. But there is a new opportunity coming in here for you. One that is, I'm getting teachable. One that may bring about lessons. And as they say, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I feel like there could be an opportunity here for you to really learn and gain a sense of confidence through your actions, because that's the only thing we truly have power or control over, is how we respond, how we react to a situation. And yes, you felt like you've missed out in the past, but you have the Hanged Man showing up here. This is a rewarded sacrifice. And some of you may not have rushed into another relationship where someone else has or had. It's almost as if I feel you doing the healing work here with that bear, right? You doing the R&R, maybe taking some time to heal or to rest or recuperate, and perhaps someone else here dove into the next chapter, and maybe that even made you feel a little less than. But I feel for you with this Hanged Man coming up, you're gaining a new perspective on love, on life in general. But most importantly, Sagittarius, around yourself and who you are and who you need to become in order to have this prosperous, loving, abundant life that you want for yourself, for your family, or the people in your soul tribe. Now, what's going on in your energy? How are you feeling? You're feeling defeated for whatever reason here, okay? You are feeling drained, but the good news is the Nine of Wands is the warrior. It's the wounded warrior that has the persistence, has the spiritual strength. We see that showing up here for you. But some of you want to give up, right? Some of you, now there's a message with giving up. So many times we hear, you're not a quitter unless you give up. You're not a quitter unless you walk away. But I'm here to tell you, Sagittarius, that sometimes quitting is the strongest thing that we can do, right? Sometimes walking away from a situation instead of putting in the blood, sweat, and tears, or the effort where something that it's not going to be beneficial. Now, in this case, obviously it is for him because it's worth it. But if you are in a dynamic where you've put in so much of your time, and it's not rewarding, it's not healthy, it's toxic, it's destroying your mental, physical, emotional health, then sometimes the best thing we can do and the strongest thing that we can do is to quit that relationship, or to, quit some sort of toxic behavior. And I feel like that is, where you're at right now, is wanting to end something that's unhealthy. And there's no shame in that. Okay. Some of you, it's a deep belief system that you have, right? Maybe you were taught that in your culture or in your religion or background or upbringing that you have to stay in a marriage, right? You have to stay in a marriage because that's what you do. But if you are staying in a marriage and it's unhealthy and there's no love and it's like a roommate situation, then what the hell are you doing? Take a look at those beliefs and ask yourself, do I need to reprogram because this doesn't feel good with my soul? Because that could be a soul lesson that you came here to learn. Now, you're stronger than you think you are. I want to tell you that. But also, nines are about completions. You've completed a very valuable lesson. Why do you think that the divine is intervening here? This is going to bring fulfillment here. For those of you that are in a relationship, which I feel for a lot of you, if you are, it's been a little stuck, or if there's been complications, you may be coming to a close of a cycle here, because what's going on in your environment, we have the devil. And like I said, the only thing that can conquer the devil is the strength. And even if it is showing up in the challenge, it's showing up in your energy nonetheless. You have what it takes to walk away or to quit or to leave this situation behind, because it's not healthy. It's destructive. It's destroying you in some way, shape, or form. Release the indulgences. You have the strength to release some sort of attachment that you have to a belief, a pattern, an addiction, codependency, materialism, fears, obsessions, whatever this is for you. The devil can be anything that tempts us or holds us in a state of limbo, right? In a state of a grasp or some sort of attachment here. For some of you, you are dealing with maybe an alcoholic or someone who drank or numbed themselves in some way, shape, or form. Okay, for some of you, maybe you watched a mother and a father dynamic where someone stayed or someone was destroyed or allowed themselves to stay in a toxic environment. Okay, that's not for everyone. But what's showing up in your hopes and fears, Sag? Do you hang on or do you let go, right? Oh, the great mystery of life, right? When to detach, when to hang on, when to fight for something. But with the Four of Coins here, this is about holding on tight to something that, we're sitting on, right? Four of Coins, we're sitting on here a belief, or we're sitting on an idea, or whatever this toxicity is. And we feel like, do we have an opportunity to let this go? What if I let it go and I am no longer who I thought I was? Who am I without this relationship? Who am I without this energy in my life? And I'm getting a song here for you as well. The song is by Godsmack, Underneath Your Scars. And there is a specific verse in that song that does talk about who am I without you. Some of you may want to look up that song, a very beautiful song by Godsmack. And this is about, building and growing a life, even if it's toxic, but knowing kind of when to let it go. You see someone's scars, they see yours. Is this a trauma bond? Is this a situation or a dynamic that feels like home? But what if your home was turbulent, right? What if you grew up in a home that was very toxic? Is that why it feels like home? Because sometimes the feeling of home isn't necessarily good. When to hang on, when to let go. That's your conundrum. What's the outcome? Whoo, quick movement, Sagittarius. This could be an important conversation that you have that gets you back on track. Things are going to accelerate quickly here for you. Okay, I'm also seeing that if you were stuck, because you do have the Hanged Man, rewarded sacrifice. If you weren't quite sure if you were in limbo here, this is the new perspective. This spiritual realization and divine guidance is intervening in the month of March to get you back on track. So expect some sort of message, news, confirmation, breakthrough, aha moment, text, whatever this is, whether it's a message from your higher self, your guides, your loved ones, spirit, or it could be a message or some sort of communication that comes in from someone around you. It's going to help you get back into this strength energy and embrace this Ace of Coins, this new opportunity, this new abundance that is available to you. Okay, because I see here that you're a warrior. You are a fighter, Sagittarius. You have a lot of that fiery energy. After all, you're a fire sign. And this is saying, I'm not going to let anything stop me. You're going to say, Melissa, I am like that guy in the Strength card. There's nothing that's going to hold me back here. Even if it is toxic, I know I have the strength to overcome this. I know I have the strength to walk away or fight for it if it is worth fighting for, right? But know the difference. How are you feeling? How do you want to feel? How is this situation making you feel? So I definitely see you getting back on track by the end of the month, possibly mid-month even. I'm getting 13 could be significant for some of you. Let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have here, please, for Sagittarius for the month of March? Never-ending story. It is up to you if you want to go around and go in that revolving door, as I say it. Who stepped through a door that keeps going round and round, and sometimes it goes so quickly that you just keep going, or you end up right on the same side that you started on? Sometimes we go through that revolving door because we have unlearned lessons. It's also card 37. Some of you could be 37 years old. 3-7 could be significant. Some of you are seeing threes. You may be seeing sevens. But this is the energy of self-criticism even. It can be the wounded ego. It can be unnecessary dramas. That's what you're working on here. This could even be an ego death with the death card. And what I mean by ego death is living in more selflessness versus selfishness. And sometimes it's selfish to stay in a situation that's destroying us, right? It's abandonment. It's self-abandonment. And I feel for you, you don't want to keep replaying out this never-ending story. The relationship message is this. Sometimes your heart enters into a contract with another that results in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but for other, more complex reasons. Shame, fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is. However, right now you have an opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old ones. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives. None of them were true anyway. So that devil energy, if there's no one else in your energy at this time, that could be what you're healing and working on with this Empress. Okay, this can be stories of rejection, abandonment, right? Love, loneliness. And I feel for a lot of you, in order to embrace a new beginning, maybe that's why you've repeated the cycles, or maybe you've attracted the same type of people into your world, or you yourself have gone through some self-sabotaging behaviors that were toxic to you, toxic to the dynamic of a relationship. Now, I am going to read to you the protection message because you have the strength here showing up. This is a time to avoid drama because that devil brings in a lot of drama, Sag. And it says this is a time to avoid drama at all costs, especially when it comes to other people's stuff. Your sensitivity is on overload these days and you're being served by keeping your distance, or you're best served. Oh, being served. Interesting. Is someone being served? Did someone get a restraining order? I mean, that's pretty intense. It says, your mantra today is not my circus, not my monkeys. All this drama will pass and you will carry on unscathed and blameless. Yeah, because I do get an energy here of the judgment, even though we don't see it. I have been seeing it in many, many readings for love this month. But I feel like you have an opportunity here to get back on track or to leave a pattern, leave a cycle, leave some sort of indulgence, right? Releasing the indulgence that holds you in this never-ending pattern or cycle, or maybe karma, okay? You have what it takes. Let's take a look here and get a few messages from the crystal spirits. And at this time here, Sagittarius, I just ask if you can, please close your eyes. Take a nice big breath from your solar plexus chakra, the belly area. Hold it for as long as you can and exhale with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, please tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstones that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be a specific crystal that you're familiar with. Maybe you even know the name of. Maybe it's a gemstone representing itself through a specific color, shape, or size. Maybe it's carrying a vibrational frequency of love, guidance, clarity, or healing. This could be a crystal or gemstone that you're currently wearing, one of your personal favorites, or maybe it's even within your reach. There is no right or wrong answer, Sagittarius. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of each month, all you need to do is drop your crystals in the comment section below the video. And if you have more than one, excellent. And even if your crystals don't match up or don't align to what you see, does not mean that they're not your messages, okay? It's just an exercise to help you open up your third eye. All right, we have some powerful ones here. We have amber and you have green aventurine, amber and green aventurine. And interestingly enough, I think that green aventurine may have even been in Leo's reading. Okay, maybe even Cancer. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But I feel like there could be Leo energy that you're either dealing with or you're really embracing in this Leo vibe. Okay, something could have happened around that Lionsgate portal for you as well. So we have here 3. This could be a life path number. This could be a personal year number, or some of you again are seeing a lot of 3s. This is about healing family patterns, releasing karma, preserving the wisdom gained by the lessons of the past. I mean, amber is a fossilized crystal, I believe. And when it comes to relationships, in romantic relationships, we always have a choice to stay or go, to learn and grow, or to move on to a new partnership. If you want to have a different sort of relationship the next time around, Amber Spirit's message to you is clear. Explore your family relationships. The nuggets of wisdom you mine will help you avoid repeating the pain of the past in your partnerships today and in the near future. Find these hidden gifts of wisdom and strength so that you may enjoy the loving partnerships you deserve. We literally talked about that here. So what a beautiful confirmation. Some of you, maybe your name is Amber. Amber is not a true crystal, but it's actually fossilized tree sap. Just as this resin is solidified, so too are patterns sometimes passed down by family. When you meditate with Amber Spirit, it's an excellent energy to help explore those patterns and shed light on any that may no longer serve you. So Amber is a powerful energy coming in that can help you break from some patterns or beliefs that have ingrained since some sort of death or ending or loss. All right, next up you have green aventurine. Green aventurine is all about luck, right? It's about good fortune. And I feel like this is what comes after you step out of the never-ending story, because a lot of signs only get one crystal, but the fact that that's really aligning with what we've talked about, and you have this opportune moment to get yourself out of some sort of pattern, destructive tendency here, or embrace, new opportunities, get back on track in some way, shape, or form. This is what comes after. It literally says good fortune, potential, possibility, and new opportunities. And it says that same thing here on the Ace of Coins. So when it comes to relationships, beyond what the eye can see lies a field of infinite possibilities. The field where the 13th century poet Rumi asked his lover to meet him. Green aventurine spirit calls you to recognize that there is no end to the number of people who will come into your life offering loving support and acceptance. So never settle less, Sagittarius, than you deserve. The conscious universe is always sending new opportunities for experiencing love, and make sure there are many fish in the sea, along with all manner of creatures, starfish, dolphins, you get the point. Open to possibility, and the love you seek will show up for you. There could even be energies or issues around the sacral chakra, which is about 2 inches below the navel. It does have to do with your intimacy, with your pleasure, with your sexuality, your sensuality. And it's been brought up in all of the readings basically for love in the month of March. So I feel like there is a collective Kundalini awakening happening for a lot of souls, especially for those of you, that are watching these channels, watching your, tarot, and you're diving into the spiritual path yourself, which we're all on a spiritual path. But for those of you that are more enlightened or awakened, which we see here, spiritual realization, Now, this green aventurine coincides with the heart chakra, and this can be a very beautiful energy of reminiscent of a forest walk. So it can almost be like forest bathing for those of you that have heard of that. It brings us down out of our heads and into our hearts, while gently grounding us at the same time. Meditating with this stone cultivates a feeling of balance and non-attachment. Remember, that's your hope. Detaching from a situation that has caused you pain. Green aventurine can help you do that. Meditating with this cultivates a feeling of balance, allowing us to easily become calm and more heart-centered, more heart-focused. I love this for you. So Sagittarius, whatever you got going on here, you're going to get back on track, right? You're stronger than you think. You have new opportunities coming in to get off that revolving door. Let's take a look and get a final message from your soul's truth. What does your soul's truth want you to know at this time? And what action steps can you take to help you walk this path of love with more joy, more happiness, more pleasure? Are you focused on what you want most? One reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. That's a quote by Tony Robbins. Today's soul action, Saggy, what you focus on grows. Today, ask yourself, is my life a reflection of my values, or do I need to make adjustments? It's time to prioritize. Yeah, prioritize. Prioritize what you want, because so many times we tend to spread ourselves too thin, or we tend to people please. We can be a perfectionist, an overachiever, an underachiever, you name it, right? But it's our responsibility to heal, and it's our responsibility to focus on what we want to manifest, right? What do you want to manifest? Do you want to manifest from a place of fear or a place of love? That's the beauty of free will. Even though it doesn't always seem like a gift, it is. And I feel like you have this opportune moment to focus on something quite expansive, quite beautiful, quite pleasurable in your life. That is what I have for you, Sag. I hope this resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. And it certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I'm greatly appreciative for each and every one of you. Please do drop your gemstone or crystal in the comment section below to be entered into that free reading giveaway. Thank you so very much for tuning in and being here, Sagittarius. Lots of love.